PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code CAJUN, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace.
Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. The March Premier Auction ended last night, March 21st. Today is March 22nd. You're going to get this before 9 a.m. Central Time, American Time. As always, the most consistent basketball card content on social media. At least that's my assertion until somebody proves otherwise. If you want to support the channel, if you're new to the channel, you want to know how to support the channel, you can buy or sell on PWCC, the exact auction platform, the auction house that we're about to take a look at. 48 basketball cards sold last night in the March Premier Auction, with a few of them obliterating records. Not all roses, right? It wasn't all great. We're going to look through each of these cards. We're going to pull up about 18 of them in card ladder, so about a third, maybe a little more than a third. We're going to look at the card ladder data, see where they fell. Again, these are simply me conveying auction house results to you, looking at historic past data points. You've got to vet these data points, right? Not every little green dot means the same thing. Even if the card has the same grade, there's a lot of nuance there. On BGS sales, there's subgrades. Even on PSA 10 sales, there's different PSA 10s out there. One of them we're going to look at very closely, and I'm going to tell you why it sold for about $50,000 less than it should have, or less than other PSA 10s that sold for. So stay tuned until the end, because number one is a Michael Jordan card that shattered an all-time record, which is really saying something. And I got to pose the question: is it the second or third best non-one-of-one masterpiece Michael Jordan card in the world? I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. It's definitely a tier 1 card. It's definitely a top 10 Michael Jordan card of all time. And it sold last night in the highest grade in existence, and it did work. So stay tuned. You'll see that card at number 1. Some of you guys who are in basketball cards already know what the sale was and how much it went for, but we'll start at the bottom as always and work our way up. Let's start with two interesting little Steph Curry cards in a row. These are both one-of-one flawless autographs. Well, one of them's an autograph. One of them's not even an autograph. Actually, neither one of them are autographs now that I look at it. Again, I'm not familiar with the flawless product. I certainly don't mess really with Steph Curry cards. I would just caution people, don't reach to put your cards in the PWCC Premier Auction. I say that as an affiliate partner of PWCC. And again, I should reiterate, if you want to support my channel, you can buy with the affiliate link that's in my YouTube description. You can sell cards like the ones you're about to see today using the promo code CAJUN, all capital letters, CAJUN. If you're going to sell cards, you can actually go into your PWCC Vault right now and assign a promo code to your cards before you sell them. So even if your cards are already sitting in the vault and you're like, you know what, I want out of these, I want to sell these cards, go in there, go into the card, and you can actually assign a promo code, and it's Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters. I would be most appreciative. That's sort of the only way I make money doing this. And again, the other way is these homage.com shirts. I have an affiliate link if you're interested in buying some cool gifts, birthday presents, Easter presents, late St. Patrick's Day presents, birthday presents, etc. Go check out homage.com, but make sure you use my affiliate link in the YouTube description. So these two Steph Curry cards, getting back to it, I'm not so sure they belong in the PWCC Premier, and the sales prices last night sort of substantiate that. Just to the left of that, we got a 2012 horizontal patch auto, serial number to 50. No grade for the card, 10 for the autograph. Great looking patch, great looking card. But again, we see Steph Curry patch autos ad nauseum in the weekly auctions. And so this is never going to compare to some of these other cards that we're going to see in this PWCC Premier Auction. So cards number 48, 47, 46, all Steph Curry cards, all under $10,000, which I think is kind of the threshold that you want for PWCC cards. Now, next, big time Michael Jordan 1985 star, last 11 rookie of the years. This is a PSA 9 copy, and stay tuned. We're going to look at the PSA pop explosion of the star number 101 that I predicted about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago almost now, and that has kind of come to fruition. And then we're going to pose a couple questions about how that really affects the value of BGS, Star 101 cards, and things like that. We'll conjecture a little bit on that coming up soon for all you Star fans out there. This is the 1985 Star 11 Rookie of the Year. It's a PSA 9, and it has a PWCC 15% sticker. I am no Star expert, but I know this. That is damn good centering for a Star card. I am not an expert. I do own this card, but I own it in a measly BGS 8.5. This PSA 9 Pop 4 goes for $9,900. A horizontal patch, immaculate collection, rookie Giannis autograph, beautiful biceps, beautiful patch, huge patch window, just a great looking card. $9,900 for that one. Caitlin Clark does $10,000. Next, we got another Steph Curry flawless patch autograph. You will hear that a million zillion times if you watch my PWCC weekly or Premier Auction recaps. I can't talk about each one because there's 800 trillion of these out there. Buyer beware. 1985, and again, Steph is the greatest shooter that ever lived. He's the top 10 player of all time, even in my book, in my very biased 90s and 80s. I'm almost a 50-year-old man. I know I'm biased with Bird and Magic and, guys from the 80s and 90s, but Steph Curry's the top 10 player of all time, the greatest shooter that ever walked the face of the earth, including Bird and Nash and all those other folks that are out there, at least NBA basketball player, best shooter ever. And again, there's just too many patch autographs. I don't know what else to say. Call me out on that in the comments if you disagree with me. And I know he's got humongous demand. Top 7 collected player of all time for sure. 85 Jordan, another one. This is the Star All Rookies number 2 from that Jordan subset. $10,500 for that PSA 9. Again, amazing centering, just an amazing looking condition of that card. LeBron 2003, first year, inaugural year, exquisite collection, quad patch. No autograph, just quad patch, serial number 8 out of only 10. Pop 3, none higher than this BGS 9 copy. That card does $11,400. This is a weird one. I don't collect Jordan post-playing years, whether it's Wizards, Bulls, whatever. But this is a 2005 SP Excitement Veterans Michael Jordan Auto serial number only 5. And it's a BGS 10 with a 10 autograph. That makes it a Pop 1 Michael Jordan autograph. $12,000 for this monster right here. That is interesting because you don't see very many Michael Jordan autograph cards that are serial numbered that low. At least I don't, because I don't really look for them. But I do call them out when I see them on these weekly auctions and premier auctions. But serial number 5 sort of stands out amongst the others. Again, I don't know where 2005 SPX ranks in the most sought after autographs category. Well, I know it doesn't rank at or near the top, but $12,000 for this super mega pristine gem BGS. Next to it, we're going to look this card up because it's important, and it did terrible. I'll be quite honest with you. 1998 Skybox Molten Metal Fusion Titanium. Is that mislabeled? I thought the titaniums were serial number to 40, so that might be mislabeled. I am maybe going crazy, but I thought the Molten Metal Fusion titaniums were numbered to 40 and the titaniums were numbered to 250. Anyway, this is a BGS 9.5 with superlative subgrades. It's a Gem Plus with a 10 for centering, as you can see. $12,300 for that Kobe card. I've got it pulled up. I've got the all-time pulled up, and all-time it looks great because it's up 800 trillion million %. But if we look at maybe 2 years, the last time it sold was about 2 years ago, almost exactly, about 22 months ago. It's down from 15,600 to 12,300. If we look at the all-time, this card sold for as high as almost 19,000, just shy of 19,000. So the card's down since then. But yeah, that card is actually supposed to just be called the Molten Metal. Why am I saying Molten Metal Fusion Titanium? I don't know. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I'm nuts. I don't know. Right next to that, maybe I'm just having my mind's going blank, but I thought Fusion Titanium was serial number to 40. 2005 SP Signature Edition, triple autograph, LeBron, Jordan, and Magic, the Magic Man. This is serial number 9.5 with Gem Plus because a 10 for surface. It's a BGS 10 for the 3 autographs. $12,300 for that card right there. That's a banger right there. That's a really impressive card. We've got a hand cut. I don't look up vintage much because I don't care too much about it. But I'm going to look up this Bill Russell because when I see a card from 1955, which is, let's do some quick math, 45 plus, what is that, 79 years ago? This is now 79 years old. Did I do that math right? Maybe. This PSA 9 is a Pop 8. There's only 2 10s. How is there a 10? I have no idea. It is hand cut, so maybe somebody 79 years later, like this year, cut it well. $12,600 for that Bill Russell. It's in card ladder. There's only two 10s. The 10s are 28 grand approximately. This PSA 9 goes for 12. There's only about 32 of them ever graded by PSA. Let's look at the value. Down, 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 down. The 12,600 was the lowest price over the last 2 years. So vintage is not immune from this market reset. Still looking for the bottom on that hand-cut Bill Russell. All-American Sports Club. 1980 Topps Bird Magic PSA 9 with an eye appeal sticker. Does not do very well, to be quite honest with you. 13,800. We've got that one pulled up. It's, the eye appeal sticker helps it in comparison to the last sale of 12,001, but just kind of across the board over the last year, this card's flat as a fritter, as the old people would say in the South. This card is plus 2%. Again, it's going to be a wild 2% for lots of different reasons. The ink stains, the little print defect mark in the bottom right of the card if you're holding it horizontally. Where are the perforation lines? How white is it and how gray is it? There's the centering. There's a million things to look at, so not all 9s are the same on that card. And of course, when you get to the 10s, you're looking at $500,000. So 9s are kind of where most of us live. I see this card 8 trillion times. I keep using the word trillion and zillion. I see this card a lot on PWCC weeklies and premieres. It's a 2003 SPX LeBron patch auto, serial number to 750. It's a BGS 1010, so that does put it into a little bit of a rare category. 14,100 for that LeBron. I want to look this card up because this card means something. Way back in 2003, when I was still not a young man, but a younger man, that is 21 years ago, I pulled a 2003 Topps Chrome Dwayne Wade black refractor, got it graded, came back a BGS 9.5. Why? Because back then, that's what everybody graded with. They graded with BGS because the slabs were awesome and the subgrades were really cool. And so this PSA 10 gold refractor is a Pop 8. 14,700 for that card. I am excited to say that's up from the last sale. So this is a card that's had a doozy of a history here. As you can see, once selling for as high as, are you sitting down, 115,000. That's a couple Teslas for those of you scoring at home. The card has come all the way down to 13,700. This is the first bounce back since then. So after 1, 2, 3, 4 miserable, death-defying, bloody red plunges downward, this card finally kicks up about $1,000. So good news there for Wade collectors. Good news there for card collectors in general, in my personal opinion. 87 Fleer Jordan PSA 10. We're not gonna look these up. There's a million of the, there's a million sales of these, and you got plenty of data points. Go do your research. Actually, did I look it up? $15,000. No, I didn't look that up. $15,000 for that at 87 Fleer. The Iverson refractor is about on the number. Pretty good coloring on this. I don't know. Each person's going to have a different opinion on this. But this Iverson refractor PSA 10 does 15,300 as well. Here's my question. Was Iverson or Wade better? Really go look. Really go look. Don't just say Iverson because he wore cool shit and he was cool and everybody wanted to be him. And, the swag and the off court and the attitude and the flair. Really, which one was a better player, Dwayne Wade or Allen Iverson? I think you need to probably take a very close look at that and come to a conclusion based on their entire resume. But this refractor is a rare card indeed, and it is a pretty good looking card right there. So both of those sold for right at 15,000, 14,700, 15,300. So interesting comparison there. And here we go. This is going to be the first of two really big Chet Holmgren cards. This is his National Treasures. It is the gold serial number to only 10. It's a PSA 8 and a 10 for the auto. You know these National Treasures RPAs are miserable to grade. Chet's miserable to guard. The cards are miserable to grade. By the way, how thin are his legs from his knee to his feet? That is almost alien-like. But what a patch. What a huge patch window, and what a patch inside that window. This card does 16,200. Let's pull it up. Okay, so highest selling Chet cards of all time. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth highest selling Chet Holmgren card of all time. Stay tuned because we're about to look at the number 1 card by a mile in just a second. Next up, we've got a Michael Jordan autograph, another one. This one's the low serial numbered as well. Also from 2003 SP Game Used. This is the Significance Gold, serial number 10, BGS 9.5. It does 16,200. The Kobe Team Skybox Ruby's BGS 5.5. Must be a horrible surface problem on this one. It might be on that ball right there. I'm not going to look too close. 17,700 for the Kobe Team Skybox. What about old Johnny Moore? I've got a saying right now that I can finally use. I've been saving it up. Couldn't wait to use it. Johnny Moore has hit the floor. And so that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. The Johnny Moore card is actually up 23, and this is PSA 10s only, up 23% over the last 3 months, including this nice little jump from $15,060 to $18,000 last night on the PWCC March Premier Auction. So good news for 86 Fleer collectors. Good news for any of you weirdos out there hoarding the Johnny Moore PSA 10 card that used to be worth like $100,000 or something crazy like that. Next, we got to look this up because, again, he's not going to win MVP, and he's had a couple ankle issues lately. But, and by the way, this slab is destroyed on the right-hand side. You know, look, I'm not going to, some people are going to be like, PWCC shouldn't have listed that. PWCC is going to list, if it's authentic, PWCC is going to list what a consignor tells them to list, right? It's the consignor / owner / seller's job to go get this damn slab fixed by BGS for $100 because it might have affected the sale price. And so let me know in the comments, what do you think? You guys can look and see. Let's just click it, damn it. I hate clicking in because I got to click out. It takes forever. But let's just click it and look at it. I mean, look at the video. The first thing I notice is the fact that the damn slab is cracked. I mean, that is a really, really big deal. There's no doubt about it. It's a problem. It's an issue. I would never have sold a card without getting that BGS slab fixed. That's just me. This Tatum does 18,600, and it is his true RPA, and it is a quad gem, so it's a big, big, big time card. Where are we? Where are we? There we are. I did want to show you this. It's serial number to what? It's a true RPA, 99. It's been graded between PSA and Beckett 159 times. So what are we doing here, right? I mean, this is why there's 57 gem copies of a card that's serial number 99, because somebody got a 9 40 times and they probably kept it might even be the same card 30 times. I have no idea, but somebody just kept resubbing and resubbing and resubbing, and then they finally got the 9.5. And maybe it was multiple people that did that. Maybe it was just one real savvy person out there, or maybe it's not savvy. I don't know if they're up or down on that, but it's clear that this card and some of the cards have been graded multiple times. So over the last 1 year, this is the lowest this card has sold for over the last year. Again, I know Tatum cards aren't exactly running, but look, the last sale, we went from 24 up to 30, and this is a quad gem, and it's down to 18,600. That's an $11,400 loss in comparison to the last one that sold on December 21st, 2023, and this is a quad gem copy. You got to fix that slab, man. I tell you what, I'm a big fan of the buyer of this card. And again, here's the other thing. It's a napkin patch, right? I should mention that. It is a napkin patch. It is a BGS 10 auto, but it's a napkin patch. And so that has a lot to do with it, especially when you look at the sample, the card letters got pulled up here. Where am I? God dang it. There it is. Like that patch, obviously it looks great. If we go view all sales, I mean, all these patches, this will be the worst. It can't get any worse because it's just all white, right? So you've got some green here, green here, green here, green here, green here, green here, green here. I mean, it's like hard to find a patch that even matches it. And that might be the same damn card right there that sold for $32,000 a year ago. I don't know. Anyway, now we got the Luka horizontal number to 15. This is a rookie, 18,600. We've got a Jordan patch auto from 2004, SP Game Used. This is the legendary patch auto, serial number to 100. I've always thought that was a really cool kind of patch symbol right there. 19,200. And another Jordan, hand serial numbered the way God intended. Pro sign autograph from 1999 Upper Deck MVP. This does 19,800. It is not coincidentally hand serial number to the number 23. 97 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Now Barkley. These are so gorgeous in hand. I like these so much. It's a PSA 6. It is serial number to only 17, and this PSA 6 does $20,000. That is a lot of money for a Charles Barkley card. Speaking of a lot of money for a particular player's card, we've got the red PMG color match. All the Bulls 97 PMGs look so awesome, and I used to own this card, not necessarily in this grade, but this Scottie Pippen. It is serial number to 100. They've got on here serial number to 90, and we know there's 90 of them. It's always, I'm always uncertain of how you should list that. I don't know. You don't want to screw yourself and say it's your serial number to 100 because you're tacking on 10%. But there's 90 of them. We can agree on that. But how would you list a red PMG? Would you put /90? Because if you put /90 in your listing, and I know it's not going to matter on a PWCC Premier, but if let's say you listed this card on eBay, if you put /90, there may be people out there who don't really haven't mastered the eBay search methods, and they may be typing in 97 metal red /100, and it may not pull up your Pippen because you put on there /90. By the way, there's a giant cliff in the background and his arm's missing. 21,300 for this Pippen. We've got to do some research on this bad boy. This is the highest Pippen ever sold at public auction. I know for a fact it is definitely not the most people have ever paid for a Pippen PMG because there have been numerous sales way higher than 21,300. But from a public standpoint, remember, I used to live in this 97 PMG red world. From a public auction, public sales data platform perspective, 21,300 is the most ever paid for a 97 Metal Universe Scottie Pippen PMG red. Right next to that, we've got a Star 101 PSA 7, 21,600, and this is where I wanted to really dig in. And again, put your pitchforks and torches away. Don't come burn my Cajun office down. But as expected, the PSA 7 is now a pop 272. Now that PSA has started grading it, so it's only a matter of time. This will pretty soon eclipse the Michael Jordan PSA 10 pop of 324, but that's the total number graded, right? And so we got it. Where are we? A 7. This is a pop 67 in a PSA 7. Where's this number going to end? And then the other question is, what effect does these 272, like how many of these 272 were crack and resubs of the Beckett 1203? And then how many of the people who took their Beckett card, cracked it, and submitted it to PSA, did they do a crossover? Did it come off the Beckett pop report? We're never going to know the answer to these things. This is just one of the problems with cracking and resubbing from one company to another and back and forth and back and forth. And we know what happened. It used to happen the other way. Not with this particular card, but people used to crack PSA 10s and try to get Beckett 9.5s. As crazy as that sounds, that did exist. There was a time in the hobby where people were doing that. I know it's crazy to think about right now given the price disparity between the two. But if there's 1,203 BGS graded Star 101s, how many are actually in BGS slabs now? 1,000? 1,800? 1,100? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about this combined pop. If we add those up, right, it comes out to 1,475. How many are really graded between the two companies? I bet it's probably about 1,300 if I had to guess. I think a lot of the people had this card in team bags or maybe had this card raw and they're PSA fans and they just waited so they weren't cracking resubs. But and then here's the other thing. How many of these Beckett 1203 were cracks and resubbed to Beckett where they didn't turn in the label? Shit, there may only be 500 Beckett cards out there. We don't know. It's interesting. I would love to do a poll on that, but I don't care quite enough about it, but I've talked about it for a long time. And this is interesting because this is the 84 Star number 195, the gold medal Jordan. This is a one grade higher, but it sold for $3,000 more, almost $3,000 more, and it's a pop 10. So there's more to Star than just the 101 XRC. 2003 Chrome Refractor PSA 10 LeBron does 26,400. And then let's look at this minimum gem Jordan. So I'll say this is not only slightly off center left to right, right's a little thicker than left, and that's sometimes the case with 9.5s. That's even sometimes the case with PSA 10s. This one does 28,200, which is a terrible result, but let me show you why. Here is why. First, let me show you. Okay, huge drop, right? So this card went for 76, and I mentioned that was a horrific anomaly. I don't know if it got paid or not, but that was a terrible anomaly, and I told no one in the world they should ever rely on that because the next one's going to sell for like 40. Sure enough, the next one sold for 37,600, but this one drops all the way to 28,000. That's almost a $9,000 drop, right? A $9,000 drop, and it's real simple. Here's why. There you go. What the hell is that thing? You cannot buy a Gem Mint Jordan card with one of these white things on your board. It's the very first thing that I noticed when I looked at the card. I mean, look at the card. Even in a little image like this on your little phone or your screen that you're looking at, you can still see this white up here where my cursor is moving around. And when you zoom in, it's a big deal. You can't have that on a 9.5. And for that reason, you're going to get ganked $10,000. So that's what happened there. That's my opinion. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comments. 97 embossed refractor, serial number to 74, the gold refractor. No gold on the label. Should it have gold on the label? I don't know. It is gold. 29,700 for this BGS 9. I've got this pulled up. Horrific sale here. This is really surprising to me because I own this card. I don't own a BGS 9 copy. I own a PSA 9 copy, but I was really, really surprised by how poorly this card did. And you know, if this was 2021 where it sold for $43,000, that'd be one thing. But this card just sold for $43,000. And you know, when you look at the cards, it doesn't look that much greener than the last one. It is like if you look at his jersey, I guess we probably, let's jump in here. So, well, I didn't have to do that. There's the card that sold last night. Look at his jersey, okay? Let me show you this. This is the card that sold for $43,000, much, much more. So look at this jersey right here, okay? You see that red? And then look at this jersey. You see how it's not red. It's not red at all, to be quite honest with you. It almost matches the color of that ball in the background, which is gold. Red, $43,000. Gold, $29,000. Red, $43,000. Gold, $29,000. That is the case has been solved. I solved it. Sherlock Holmes. Magic Johnson 2004 Exquisite Collection Titleists. I know these are big deals, so I don't know anything about Exquisite, but I know these Titleist cards are really, really big deals. And there's people out there that collect these specifically and try to put them all together. Magic won a couple titles, if I recall, right? 31,800 for this monster Magic. Right next to that, we've got a LeBron Refractor BGS 10, which does 32,000. So old label PSA 10, 26.4, off center left to right. Wow. BGS 10 refractor, only $6,000, less than a $6,000 premium. Does that surprise you? I would think that the BGS 10 would do far better than the PSA 10 old label that's slightly off center. Sign of the Times SP Authentic Jordan. This is the gold. This PSA 8 with a 10 for the auto does 34,800. I think I looked that up. No, I didn't. Okay. Next, we've got a monster sale, and this just straight up came out of nowhere. Everybody knows the only person that's been punched in the nuts more than me with my PSA grades reveals that you guys have been watching lately, although I have some good grades coming up, believe it or not. So keep watching the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. The only person that's been punched in the nuts more than me by PSA is LeBron James and his card prices. But this 2006 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor, and again, when we think gold, we think 10 now, right, in ultra modern, but we thought 50 back then with Topps Chrome. Well, this is serial number to 25. Thanks for confusing the world. Look at this sale. This sale last night was the second most it's ever sold for, and look at it in comparison to the last one sold. So PSA 9, 45,600. The last one was a 7, 21,000. The last one before that was an 8, 21,000. And then the last one before that, you got to go back almost a full 2 years, 23 months ago, and it sold for $91,000. So interesting result there. Let me know what you think in the comments about LeBron and his even important LeBron cards like this one. We got 2 limited logo Kobe's in a row. If you wanted to corner the market, you got 2 chances to get the 03 and the 04. Which one do you like better? I don't think anything compares to the 03. That's just me. I love that design. I think that's awesome, even for a Kobe card, which I don't collect at all. But there's both BGS 9s, and they sold for $48,000 and $66,000 respectively. This one is serial numbered lower, and it sold for $18,000 less. My guess is first year means something, and this is first year exquisite, and it means more than second year exquisite. After that, we got the LeBron pre-rookie gold refractor from 2002 Finest. This also is serial number to 25, and this one did a whopping $72,000. And then we've got this just hellacious whale of a sale. We're gonna figure out where this sale last night, this went for, this is not a logical number. So somebody really, really loves Shaquille O'Neal, and really, in my opinion, again, I'm losing a friend, I feel like somebody really reached on this card. $84,000. I know it's Pop 1. If you want to be at the top of the mountain in the Shaquille O'Neal collecting world, I guess you got to get it because you may never see it. You may never see it again. I know we use that term all the time. You may not see another one. No, this is a Pop 1. You literally may never see another one. So this is the Shaquille O'Neal 1997 Metal Universe Championship Precious Metal Gem, PMG. These are serial number to 50. It's got the scope in the background with the city of Los Angeles and Shaq grimacing as he hammers one home, but it looks like he's missing that dunk, to be quite honest with you. It looks like he's dunking on the back iron. $84,000. Oh my God. $84,000. Here we go. 1997 metal Shaquille, $175,000 for the PMG green, just mid-year last year. This is the next most paid for any PMG Shaquille from 1997. $84,000. And if we kind of scroll down, an 8.5 sold for $28,000. You jump all the way up here to $84,000 for the PSA 9. That's just a massive, massive jump. The BGS 9 PMG red, here's the deal. It's serial number 90. The championship is serial number 50, but red's first, man. And look, I've got the red Jordan. I've got the championship Jordan, but I'm taking the red Jordan over the championship Jordan all day, every day, twice on Sundays. It's not even close because, like we just said, first matters. And the reds came out first and the championship came out second. But the world disagrees with me. So this one sold for double of the red. Anyway, and again, PSA 9 is not BGS 8.5. First year, 2003, exquisite collection, limited logos. LeBron does 90. The silly LeBron and his kid card, who I'm not going to get into it because I'm not a hater. I wish nothing but the best for the kid, but he's in a cannot possibly win situation. So I think LeBron's mom, Gloria, bought this one for $114,000. Maybe Brian Windhorst bought it. I don't know. And then we've got a Chet Holmgren, and this is the one that I wanted to talk to you guys about and just say the world's gone mad. I love Chet Holmgren. He's on my fantasy team. He's going to help me win some money this year. I'm not going to win the league, but I'm going to do okay. And again, thank God they don't show his lower legs on here so people can watch. It would be X-rated if they did. This card looks like it's got some pretty serious chipping top left, but again, we're talking about his immaculate logo man, one of one logo auto. Like this is, the top 3 or 4 Chet Holmgren card in the entire world. And right now, it's on top of the list as the best Chet Holmgren cards in the world. All I searched was Chet Holmgren and then sorted by price. 4X, the next highest priced Chet Holmgren card ever sold, which everybody should recall was the 2022 Panini Gold Prism serial number 10, PSA 10 Pop 2 rookie, which sold for $36,600. This card 4X'd this card. 4X. That is a massive, massive sale. Let's go back to it real quick because I want to zoom in real big so y'all can see. You see the edge wear up there in the top left that I was kind of talking about. Again, I don't know. I mean, I'll put it in a slab no matter what. Maybe you slab it authentic. Maybe you grade it with BGS. Maybe you grade it with PSA. What would you guys do if you had the number one, right as of right now, the best Chet Holmgren card in the world shown on your screen, and it's got some edge wear in the top left? Are you slabbing it with BGS and getting a numerical grade and a grade on the auto? Are you getting? Are you not going to get subgrades? Don't be that asshole. Don't be that dumbass that doesn't get subgrades on a card like this. Or are you going to slab it with? On a BGS card. If you're going to go BGS, get the damn subgrades. But if you're going to go PSA, are you going to go PSA and slab it authentic and grade the auto? Are you going to go PSA and grade the card and the auto? Are you going to go PSA and slab it only authentic? Auto and authentic card. I don't know. There's a million different directions you can go. I think there's like 7 options that you could do. Or are you going to grade it HGA like I would? I'm just kidding. Anyway, let me know what you would do with this Chet Holmgren card. I'm curious what other people in the hobby would do with a card like this. And this is a card that I'll never own because I would never spend that much money on any ultramodern player, including Luka Doncic or somebody like that who I think is the best player, one of the 5 best players in the world right now. But I'm always curious what other people would do with this card. And maybe, it might even hinge, are you an investor of this card or are you a true collector of this card that does not give one rat's ass about being in a slab at all? Maybe you just keep it raw. Like I said, there's about 10 different things, 10 different directions that the now brand new, congrats, owner of the best Chet Holmgren card in the world as of right now could do with it. So interesting. Let me know. Old label. Michael Jordan PSA 10 does 168,000. That is a old label Jordan. Here's the chart, not good. And again, something happened here. I don't know. It had an NBA gold sticker, but like that's not a reason for the card to go 150,000 more than it's worth. The card was on a damn good trend, and I could finally tell people to shut their mouths because I own this card in this grade. It looked like it was a steady 190 to 215, period. For look how many sales in a row. 217, 210, 192, 187, 204, 189, 195, 216, then this insanity that no one can explain or justify, and then this down to 168. So old label didn't help. We could take a really close look at the damn thing if we really wanted to look at the card. I know it's a little off center left to right, fat left, skinny right. And I know the old label doesn't help, but you know, I would be buying the card. I mean, you can't say you buy the card, not the grade, because you could go find PSA 9s that probably look just like this. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about this $168,000 PSA 10 86 Fleer Jordan sale in the comments below. We're working our way to the top, and in fact, we have arrived. These are the top 3 cards, and all 3 of these cards have an amazing story to tell. I don't own any of these 3 cards, so I have no dog in this hunt, but we'll talk about them. This is a card that PWCC hyped up pretty well, claiming it was a really good color Kobe 96 chrome refractor, and I gotta agree to some extent. I've seen much worse, let's put it that way. Usually you can tell by the outside right shin of Rasho Nesterovic and or Kobe's shoulders. This one does look pretty good, although I don't think the centering looks great in my personal opinion. It is a PSA 10, and it sold for $168,000 last night. Here's your all-time chart. Here's your 2-year chart. So the last one of these sold for 96, and if I recall, that was a very bad color one. Yes, it was this one right here. This was terrible coloring. We're gonna take a little bit of time to look at this together, guys. So there's the coloring on that one. Here's the coloring on this one. Obviously, night and day. No comparison. Terrible color here. Awful. Look at Nesterovic's in this video. Look at Nesterovic's jersey. It's not even blue. It's awful. And Kobe's arms are as green gets. You can really tell on Kobe's right shin down there. And then we look at this one, and Kobe's black like he should be, right? He was born black, and he's black in this one. He's not green. He didn't pull a Sammy Sosa. So this 96 chrome is good color. It does 168, which is a monster. Let me go back. A monster jump over the 96,000. It's even a jump over every sale, all the other 3 sales before that, 138, 102, and 121. This is the highest sale. Look, 168, the highest of the last 11 sales over the last 2 years. How many times on a meaningful Kobe card in the last 2 years have you been able to say, Kobe just sold for the highest price he has in the last 2 years? Usually you're saying the exact opposite. Kobe just sold for less than he's ever sold for in the last 2 years. So it's not all a bed of roses, because when I switch over to the all-time chart, you see this poor gentleman or lass right here in February, just like you could not get more inside the very epicenter of the 2021 post-COVID bubble than February 2nd, 2021, when someone paid $500,000 for this card. So although it's great to see the card seems to be recovering, and I think 168 was a little bit inorganic of a jump over the last few sales, it does pale in comparison to the 500 that somebody paid, the 204, the 246. So let's just all keep it in perspective. But good news, good sign. It looks to be a good indicator for Kobe collectors, owners of that card, and the Kobe market generally. Next, we've got a Steph card that we've seen many times before. This is the 2009 horizontal patch auto National Treasures gold parallel, serial number to 25. It is a BGS 9.5 min gem with 9 for centering. And this awesome patch, by the way, this card goes for, and again, I'm not the fake patch guy, so if somebody's watching this and is like, you dumbass, the patch is fake, every patch is fake. I don't know the story, but I know some of these did have, there was allegations that there was a fake patch, and some of these, I don't know all that crap. I don't keep up with it because I don't collect Steph Curry. And I don't collect $250,000 ultra-modern cards for that matter. But this $288,000 sale, we've got the Steph pulled up. There's the card. And by the way, remember how we saw that the Tatum BGS 9.5 National Treasures was a pop 57 and it had been graded like 150-something times? Well, this Steph Curry is a serial number 25 card, and it's been graded 35 times already between PSA and BGS. It looks like most people opt for BGS because the gem rate for BGS is 40%, but here's what's shocking. The PSA gem rate is 60%. Is that crazy? So it seems like PSA would be the way to go because a PSA 10 would far outsell a BGS 9.5, one would think, right? That is the case with many other cards, but for whatever reason, 5 graded with PSA, and one of them was just asked to be slabbed authentic, and then 30 graded with Beckett, and Beckett hammered a couple of these bad boys. Anyway, this 9.5 is a pop 12. If we go back and look at the chart, there you have it. It sold for $601,000 last in December of 2020, and then it sells for $288,000. And even in South Louisiana, that is less than half of the last sale price. But then again, it is 8-9 times the sale price before that. So it just depends on your perspective, right? The card is up 43,936% from the first time it sold for $654 11 years ago. So cards are not investments, they say. Okay. Next, let's look at 1998 Skybox Premium Star Rubies Jordan. Again, I threw this out at the beginning. I don't own this card. I wish I did. God, it's probably his best Rubies. I do own a Rubies, but not this one in particular. And this PSA 9 is no ordinary Rubies. It is the 1998, and it is the highest graded copy in existence. There are 3 of these. There are no PSA 10s out there. And this card did an electrifying, mesmerizing, delicious, succulent $300,000 last night. I've got Michael Jordan Rubies 1998 pulled up, and forgive me if I missed anything, but this one goes for $300,000 last night in PWCC's premier auction, and this was the headliner. It was at, I think, $260,000 plus for like the last 10 or 11 days from what I saw. $300,000 is the final number. Look at this, people. The last PSA 7 copy sold for $216,000 in November of 2023. That's only 4 months ago. What do you think? Is this what you guys expected this card to sell for? Knowing that the PSA 7 sold for $216, is this, what is that? That's basically a 33% jump. No, what is that? Like a 70, 80, a little, maybe a 35% jump in the value from a PSA 7 to a PSA 9. Is that normal? Considering 9 is the highest grade and there's only 3 of them out there. If we look at the chart, remember there's 50 of them in existence. It's only been graded 27 times. There's 3 9s. There's 2 Beckett 9s. There's not even a 9.5. So you can't say, well, there's a 9.5 out there. This is the best, highest graded copy of this card in the world. Somebody actually graded a 98 Star Rubies Jordan with CSG. That is probably what I should have led the show with. But 300,000 last night is a absolutely massive sale for this card. So good result for Kobe. Deadly, horrific result for the Steph Curry gold number to 25 BGS 9.5, but I guess congrats to the buyer. I don't know. And then, oh my God, that's a lot of money for this Star Rubies, 300,000. Where does the Jordan 98 Star Rubies number 23 rank? Where does this rank for throwout grade? Where would you put this in your personal hierarchy? If we dug deeper into tier 1 and said, you know what, we are going to rank these cards in order of importance. You got your PMG greens, you got your essential credential now, right? And then everything kind of flows from there. And again, we're throwing out the one-on-one masterpieces. You can throw those out because those are, myths. Those are Sasquatch, right? Only CEOs and, people who own islands own those, although owning an island is kind of a bad thing now. We used to all want to own islands. I used to want to create a Jordan island, where all I had was cards and did this YouTube video, and I kept saying I want to buy an island. Now I've got to be careful because if you say you want to buy an island, it means you want to touch on little kids. So I got to be careful talking about islands. Islands have become a bad word. Nobody wants an island anymore, okay? So I just want the world to know I no longer want an island. Bad things happen on islands, terrible things. But where does this rank, right? Where does this Star Rubies rank in the non-101 Jordans? If you were going to order the Cajun cardboard hierarchy in order 1 through 27, where would you put this Star Rubies? Would it be 4th, 3rd, 4th, 8th, 10th? I don't know. Would you put all the PMGs ahead of it? Would you put some PMGs ahead of it, some behind it, some Rubies behind it, I don't know. What would you guys do with this card? It is serial numbered to only 50, and PMG Reds are serial numbered to again, 100, but there's 90 of them. So it's a great conversation, and that's why I'm never going to run out of material on my channel, because I could talk about Jordan cards and what they sell for like freaking every day of the week. So this is it, guys. Put it in the books. What surprised you the most from the PWCC Premier Auction? That Jordan sale was pretty impressive. That's almost $350,000. And so I'm starting to see some positive movement in the prices of Michael Jordan cards for sure, but also other cards in the hobby here and there. If you go to Card Ladder and you look at the indexes and you need some something to kind of pick you up and give you some confidence, there's a lot more green than there was 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a month, a year ago, 2 years ago. There's a lot more green right now, which means maybe we're seeing the bottom. For 2 years, all we've talked about is where's the bottom, where's the bottom, where's the bottom, regardless of who you collect. You could collect Chet Holmgren, you could collect Dolph Lundgren, you could collect Carl Weathers, you could collect Sylvester Stallone. Why am I naming Rocky actors and Rocky characters? I don't know, but we've been looking for the bottom, and I think we might have found, I know we found it in Jordan stuff, generally speaking, but we may have found it across the board. Again, I would still caution people to, I don't know if you want to be throwing 144 grand at a Chet Holmgren card if you're a long-term investor. Obviously, if you are one of those island owners, those aforementioned guys that own islands, then go for it. Great, who cares, right? You've got 144 grand in your tube sock at the YMCA while you're playing pickup. Go get your Chet Holmgren and hold it forever. What do you care? But, if you do care about whether your cards go up or down after you buy them, I'm not sure 144 into a Chet Holmgren card is the way to go, considering it's a pretty well-established principle that big men are tough to collect, notwithstanding Shaquille O'Neal saying, "I told you so, Cajun," on that championship PMG sale for $84,000. So awesome stuff in here. Incredible cards that would form a foundational piece, in almost any collector's collection out there. These premier auctions are always fascinating to watch. Again, thank you guys if you stuck with me till the end. I do really want to know in the comments what stood out to you, good or bad, what belonged and what didn't belong. What do you think the market is doing right now? That's what these videos are for community engagement, and you guys can get into it in the comments. Just keep it clean and classy. That's all I ask. I have blocked a few people because they were just trying to be assholes. And so, like I said, it's kind of a one-strike policy. If you say something just to be rude, whether it's to me or to somebody else that comments on the channel, I'm just going to block you. It's just one of the, I just don't have time for it. It's not a big deal. No offense intended, but we're not going to do that because the hobby's an escape and it's not a place for people to call names and to insult other people. Although I do kind of do that a little bit here and there with certain players, but it's not my intention, and I assure you that I do respect anybody and everybody out there in the hobby and the way that they collect. For God's sakes, I buy Game of Thrones autographs and I collect soccer cards, and I like to prospect as well. So just not at quite that high of a level as the Chet that sold for 144. So that's the beautiful thing about the hobby, is that everybody gets to do it the way they want to do it. And even if you don't collect the way someone else collects, you can still see their page on Instagram and respect and kind of understand the direction they're coming from, and certainly appreciate the passion they have for the particular types and genres of cards that they do collect. So again, I don't charge a subscription fee. I don't have a Patreon. You did not see a YouTube video of two naked old people in a tub holding hands before they get it on for Cialis or Viagra, or now the new little pill. Everybody makes pills for erectile dysfunction now. You're not going to see erectile dysfunction on this channel, basically, is what I'm getting at. And that's because I don't take the money from YouTube either. So if you do want to support the channel, there's 4 ways to do it. It's in the YouTube description to this video and every video I do. The easiest way, there's a PayPal button on here. If you think my channel's worth something, hit the PayPal button and treat it as a voluntary subscription fee, like a voluntary homeowners association fee that you would pay for your house, the neighborhood that it sits in. Hit that PayPal button and shoot a few bucks over. I'd truly appreciate it, and it would sort of substantiate what I do every day. I'm putting out more than 365 videos a year, and last time I checked, there are 365 days in a year. So yes, that is more than one video a day for somebody with a few full-time jobs and 7 kids and a wife at home. So anything you can do, it'd be much appreciated. It's real simple. There's a PayPal link. Hit it, send whatever you think I'm worth. 2 other ways, if you're buying or selling on PWCC, the promo code Cajun, all caps, to sell cards, and then the affiliate link to buy cards. If you're buying big monsters like this, you're the guy that I want to support my channel. I want you to click that affiliate link and buy cards like this with my affiliate link. And it's a way for me to show those guys at PWCC. You see, I told you, some people out there do like to listen to me. Most of them are laughing at me behind my back, but they do like to listen to me because I bring them more consistent content than anybody on the internet. So help me look good to PWCC and Boss Man, and hit that affiliate link when you're buying cards on these PWCC weekly or premier auctions. Thank you guys as always for watching. It's a Friday. Usually I'm doing this on a Monday because it's weekly, but it's a Friday. So we're about to get to the weekend. You guys enjoy your weekend. Subscribe to the Cajun Cardboard channel if you haven't yet, and hit the like button. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.